Hey everybody, Lloyd here with Just Got Played, and today we're going to do another game unboxing, this time for Disney Sorcerer's Arena Epic Alliances. Okay. This is from the OP Games. It says right here in the front, it is ages 13 and up, 2 or 4 players, and it takes about 35 minutes to play. Okay. If we look on the back, we see we get some 8 characters, cards, and it's basically a skirmish game. I actually worked as a play tester on this over the past year or so. So I'm really excited to get a copy of it, and let's go ahead and crack into it and see what's inside, because I have seen pictures of the final product, but I have not actually seen the actual stuff. So right off the bat, it looks really cool. This is a nice production. This box is really cool. It's actually got some texture to it. It's hard to tell, but this has kind of got some UV coating on it. And then it's got this little sleeve, which typically I'd probably get rid of, but this actually looks really cool. So I'll probably just keep it in the box or in here just because it looks cool. And it's a nice box. You got spot UV here as well on the sides, and there, if you can probably see it there shining, you got spot UV on the box. And this nice little lock, like it's a lock box. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. So first up, we've got the Summoner's Handbook, and this is basically the instruction manual. So let's just go ahead and take a look at it. So it goes over the contents. We're going to get some blue and red health tracker base rings to put on our team. We're going to get 8 character decks, 1 for each character, some ability cards, and then we're going to get all these little tokens and status effects, and some standees. So let's take a look. So Disney Sorcerer's Arena is a skirmish game, and you're going to have a map, and you're going to put together teams of up to 3 people, 3 characters on a team. For 2 players, so it's head-to-head. And if you play 4 players, you're actually going to put 4 characters on a team, and then you control 2 and 2. So your teammate would control 2, and you would control 2. So let's just take a look. We have the contents. We have an introduction. And the way this game works is there are 4 chapters, and each chapter introduces something new to the game. So you start off with a very simple base game, and then you work your way up. So chapter 1, you just get a team of 2 characters, and they're made up. So it tells you which 2 teams to get. It gives you the order, as you can see the setup here. Chapter 2, you're going to get all 8 characters, and then you're going to be able to actually draft your own teams. Chapter 3, you're going to get a little bit more in depth with the characters, so you're going to start using some of the more advanced rules. And then chapter 4, you're going to be able to upgrade your character and start taking advantage of like the full range of the character's abilities. So it's broken down into chapter 1. It tells you exactly what to do, how to set it up, goes over the base rules, kind of goes over the parts of a battle card, parts of your turn order marker, which is pretty cool. So if you look here, this is the victory points he's worth, this is how many health he has, and this is the initiative value, which determines your player order at the beginning of the game. So it goes over the starting phase, all the different main phases of a character turn, movement, action, completing card effects. It goes over status effects, goes over knocking out, knocking out characters, ending phase. As we get into chapter 2, it gives you a little bit more advanced. Like I said, you get the draft, and you have access to all 8 characters, and your team goes up from 2 to 3. So it goes over the setup. It goes over more of the action phase, because you do get access to a little bit more character depth. Chapter 3 unlocks even more in terms of character abilities. And then once we get into chapter 4 is where you can start getting gear in order to upgrade your character and flip him over to get his bonus effect. And that is 2-on-2, and then it goes over the team play game. Or sorry, that was a 3-on-3, and now we go into team play, and it shows you how the drafting order works. And then as we go through here, we have all of the play testers, which there I am right there. Boom, there's me, Lloyd Kochinka. Yay. And it goes over, different allies and rivals. So this is based off of the app. In the app, it's a team of, I think you have 4 or 5 characters on a team. You put your team together and then you fight another team. It's similar to, there's a Star Wars one, there's a Marvel one, Marvel Strike Force, and it's basically the same thing. You pick a team and then you get synergies based on the team. They kind of based it off of that. So a lot of the characters in here will mirror, what their game characters do. So if you've played the game, you'll be familiar with that. So here we've got some big chunky tokens. These are status effects that you're going to put onto your character. We've got some little tokens. These are nice, thick cardboard. Everything looks really nice. We've got another sheet of those with some more. We got some victory points here. Victory point tokens. Got a magic broom. Again, this is all, big, nice, chunky plastic. Very nice artwork. Everything looks really cool. And then here we've got the character trackers. So this is what you're going to use to keep track of, the turn order on the board. And then I believe this was the little token to move along with it. So let's take a look at the board. So this is the game board. See if we can get that all on screen. So essentially, it's kind of a king of the hill, and you get points for being in the middle here and holding these for an entire round, and then you also get points for knocking characters out. So you start in these 5 squares over here, and you can place your characters wherever you want within these starting blue squares. One team starts here, one team starts here, and then you basically move across the board, and you want to try to hold these spots to get points, but also knocking characters out will also get you points. So this is a nicely produced board. The artwork is very clear, very nice quality. Everything looks really cool. Very nice production value. So in here we have, looks like we have the character standees, and these are all on acrylic. So if you take a look at these, they have a front side and a back side. So we've got Ariel. We've got Sully. Right. We've got Demona. We've got Gaston. We've got Dr. Facilier from Princess and the Frog. We've got Maleficent. Her front and back side. We've got Sorcerer Mickey. And then we've got Aladdin. Okay. And these are pretty cool. They also have like most acrylic games, they have a little plastic coating on them that will probably come off over time, or you can kind of peel it off. As you can see, it's starting to peel off there. So we'll just peel this back. So yeah, you can go ahead and take those off if you want, or leave them on. Eventually they will come off. This artwork is all like based on the game, comes from the game itself. And then we also have these different standees for the different characters. So they all have a little theme on the bottom, so you know who goes with what. And then you're going to take your character, and I think this is the right one for her. I'm not 100% sure, but it fits. So you put that in there like that, and then you're going to put your ring on the bottom to identify which team you're on. And then if you notice, The ring actually has a... Oh, I probably should have put it on first. So you're going to put it on over top like this. I believe. And then it clicks into place. It doesn't really snap on, it just kind of sits there. And then when it clicks into place once you do it. But that way you can keep track of your life total right on your character. So you don't have to look off to the side. You can just see what your character's at and what your opponents are at. So yeah, that is a pretty nifty little feature. Like I said, it's acrylic. It looks really awesome. They didn't go with minis. And I think this was probably a really smart move because it looks really nice. And right out of the gate, the artwork is 100% complete. You don't have to paint them. You know exactly who they are based on the artwork. So a lot less work to do. And especially, you know, for what the game is targeted for, you know, it's going to make it much easier to just get up and play and look really cool on the table. And it's also awesome that they're all different sizes as well. And they did backwards artwork, so you know which way they're facing. Not that it matters. Direction doesn't really matter in the game, but it's pretty cool. I suppose at some point they possibly could introduce some type of mechanisms that would, you know, target the, you know, if a character's got a target on the backside of them, you know, backstabbing or something. So let's go ahead and take a look at the cards. So these are all of the character decks. So we go through, we have Gaston, and, you know, it says he's a brawler and, you know, has the card effects, and it's got really cool artwork. Again, a lot of the artwork is from the game, directly from the game, or based on the game to mimic the game. So yeah, it all looks really, really cool. Down here in the bottom, you have the gear symbols. So we'll just flip through these. So now we have, go ahead and just throw him in there. We have these nice little slots to hold everything. So we have Aladdin. I feel like there were more cards for Gaston, so I think maybe there's some extra cards for Aladdin somewhere else. Well, we've got Mickey. Because it does seem like Gaston's deck is a lot bigger than everyone else's, and they should all have the exact same amount of cards. So we've got Sully. So again, really, really cool artwork. Very cartoony. Looks really nifty. And like I said, if you're familiar with the game, you'll probably recognize a lot of this art from the game itself. So that was Dr. Facilier. And we've got Ariel, the Little Mermaid. And it looks like she's like a healer. Then we've got Maleficent. I always have problems with her name. Very, very nice artwork. And for my testing, and just for my own personal preference, Demona is one of my favorite characters in the game. Just to kind of give you a little preview of how she works. She doesn't really care about her teammates too much. And, you know, cards like this rocket launcher will actually deal damage to everyone within range. So, you know, some characters can take advantage of the damage. So damaging your own characters could help, but she's really good at just like hitting, you know, doing lots of AoE damage. And I'm really kind of just, maybe his deck isn't as big as I thought it was. Like, I guess it seems about the same as that one. I don't know. It seems like he's got a lot more cards. We'll take a look at that later. But that's the decks. All right. And then over here we have the character. This is like the character dashboards, which I can't seem to get the plastic off. There we go. And these are not cardboard. They're just like big, like almost like tarot sized cards. They're the same material as the cards. So, you know, they could have went with the cardboard, but I think for, you know, what these do and the price point of the game, I think this is probably a good, you know, substitute. It's a good workaround. So there you see you have the character cards, and down here on the bottom, this is what you need to upgrade. So you collect those gears, and then once you get those gears, you can upgrade, and then you then have access to this power down here. So nothing else changes on the backside. It's just this power down here. And some characters you actually will flip back and forth depending on their power. So like Demona, whenever you power her up, basically you can part of her power is to flip the card back over, and then you can do her power multiple times in a game, assuming you can get those gears. All right. So that is the cards. Now these are the reference cards. So it has a chapter 1 reference with the limited rules. Then it has a chapter 2 reference that, if you notice, not much changes between them. The only thing that really changes between chapter 1 and chapter 2 is you have this optional discard ability here to gain extra stuff. And then, like I said, you get extra characters, you know, on your team. And then once you get into chapter 3 and 4, if you notice, they add in this skills phase, which is an extra phase, you know, during your turn. So you have movement, action, skills in any order. So skills, you can take advantage of skills that the characters have down here. So you don't use the skills in chapter 1 and 2. Once you get into chapter 3, you can use this skill down here. So the game upgrades really well, so it makes it easy to teach. And depending on the level of player, you know, you can kind of decide what level of game you want to play, how you know, strategic, and how many rules you want to deal with. So nothing under there. This is a nice little insert. Not really room for expansions unless you know, smush the decks together. But there is room to throw, you know, these down here and these over here, or you can put some other decks in there. And yeah, I mean, you could just put the well does offer enough space to put 2, and then if you sleeve your games, you probably have enough room in there to sleeve and get 1 in there. So that is the game, everything that's inside. Oh, you also have all these tokens you got to fit back in there, but we'll just go ahead and put all of this stuff back in there for now. Actually, give me these token sheets. We'll just throw these back on top for now. Like so. We'll throw this back on there just to get it back in the box. We'll go ahead and close it up. I don't know if this is going to fit back on. We'll try to slide it back in there just to see. It's probably not going to fit because the box is 100% closed all the way. Nah, it's not going to work because I don't have the box closed 100%. So it's just too fat to fit back in there right now because of those token sheets that I punched and only... Yeah. Well, there you go. We'll just leave that off to the side. So that was Disney Sorcerer's Arena Epic Alliances. This is just out from the OP. And I think they've already actually announced another expansion coming out in the near future. So, yeah. All right. Hey, I'm back. Before I close out the video, I wanted to show you how things fit back in the box. Because although the insert does seem pretty good, I do have some small gripes with it. So I was able to get it back inside the sleeve, although that sleeve's kind of a pain. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. But let's take a look inside. So once you punch everything out, you'll notice that you still have this kind of well here So if you're like me and you put your games on their side, you've got a bit of space there, right? So some of the stuff may come loose. It may not. But it would have been nice if it didn't have this lip here that went so high, because you can't even take the cardboard that you punched and put underneath because it is this size and not the size of the whole box. So there's not a real good spot for it to sit on. My other small gripe here was everything kind of like, you have all this room for these cards. They have this kind of empty space over here they could have done something with, because once you get all these things punched out, I had to use my own bags because they didn't have bags. They didn't include bags with it. You could just leave everything in there. But again, because it might come loose, you're going to have these little things all over the place. But once you punch everything, there's not a really good storage solution. This is just kind of a generic well. So these stack up. So they do at least stack nicely to the point where these cards will lay flat on top of them. However, again, like I said, these rings and stuff just kind of, shove down in there to fit. And again, if you don't have extra bags, you could use this bag and put stuff inside of here. But if you notice, you have this other kind of generic well. It would have been nice if they at least, cut these things to fit, either had a, well here to put these in, because it just kind of goes in there. And, these you just kind of got to shove in there. It would have been nice maybe if they had a spot to put all the little discs, just line the discs up in here or something. Maybe if this game does really well, maybe they'll come out with kind of like the Big Geeky Box does for Smash Up, and they'll come up with a better storage solution to kind of make this fit better. Because this isn't really ideal to just kind of shove it in there. And once you get one expansion, nothing's really going to fit in here anymore, because you're going to have more standees, more discs, probably some more. You're clearly going to have more of these. I imagine you're going to get some more of these status counters, possibly, and then more of these cards. So it's going to get really tight really quick if you're trying to downsize this. And like I said, you just kind of shove it in there. But the fact that these are acrylic, they might start scratching from all the shoving it in there. So it would have been nice if they came up with a better storage solution for the game. But overall, I still think it looks really nice as is. It's a really nice production value overall. And with that, okay, final addendum to this video. I reached out to the designer of the game, and this is the suggestion he gave for repacking the box. So let's go ahead and just take everything out again. See, so this is what I was worried about, standing it vertically. And I don't know that his solution is really going to fix that. However, his solution is to take all of these guys and you stand them like so. I think they kind of stand on their side like that. And then you take these guys and you put them in there vertically. Maybe these go like so. Then you can take the cards, put the cards in on top, and they fit in there nice. His suggestion is to that these guys here, the acrylic standees, actually fit in with there with the cards, but I think I'm going to avoid that, and I'm just going to shove everything into these wells like so. So that should help alleviate at least the stuff kind of spilling out how it was spilling out before. But I think that is a better solution to making everything fit in the box a little bit better. So now if you store your box vertically, this isn't going to spill out as much. These cards are still going to move a little bit. That really can't be helped. But that instruction on how to kind of make things fit in the box a little better does seem to make it work a little bit better. So there you go. that is Disney Sorcerers Arena Epic Alliances. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Stay tuned for other content. And make sure to hit us up on our Discord. The link is in the description down below. So go ahead and click that link to Discord and come chat with us. See you next time.